Bronche. That's how we say brunch.
Here's to the ladies who say basic with their lunch. Be a queen.
Be a boss.
Ladies who brunch and pop it off.
Hey, we pop and pop it off. We pop.
All right. The episode's about to start.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a special holiday edition of Ladies Who Bronche. I am Julissa.
What's good, everybody? This is SkittLeZ.
And this week, SkittLeZ and I decided to go solo. Just so
Solo dolo.
Yes, solo dolo, so that we could really dig into the holidays a little bit and share with you guys a little bit of some of our holiday favorites, from traditions to gifts that we've gotten this year and everything in between. So yes. SkittLeZ, this is our first jam together by ourselves, and I see that you got your little, you came.
Yeah, I had to.
You have the lip, but I'm
the holiday party. You gotta put a little face on, to put a little lip.
Right. Well, I got a little, addition for my face, since you see I came without makeup. But I have this very special lip gloss from Loco Ninja Beauty.
Yes, Loco.
For the episode, since you over here outdoing me. And this is. This year in one of the episodes, we shouted out Loco for this line, but I have to say, seeing it in person is something else. I'm very proud of him.
Yes, I can't wait. I have an open mind because I want to be smart about it and do it in front of a camera too, so I can have genuine reactions. I'm excited to open it.
Yes, and it was honestly I love it because it's subtle, but you can see the pink comes out in the shimmer more than it being a tinted pink, which is really, really nice, because you know how I am about things that are a bit too aggressive. But I love this, and I think it's a very good everyday lip gloss that you can just throw on.
What is your go-to gift if somebody didn't know what to buy you? What is your go-to gift for Christmas?
Oof, to get me?
Yeah.
I'm difficult only because it's I'm easy, but then sometimes people go way too far left with what they think I'm easy about. Honestly, I like plants. I do like clothes, like sweaters and things like that, but not vieja sweaters, nice things. I mean, batas, people, we pandemic, get me stuff that I could use in the house, but I also love plants. Right. So people can get me a plant if they wanted to, but I'm just happy to be remembered on Christmas. So I'm not I need to get this sort of stuff. I mean, but who doesn't like sneakers? If I had a sugar daddy car.
I feel lip gloss is a go-to for me. It's just an easy, it's something that's makeup that I like, right? People know that I like makeup, but it's not something that with colors, you have to deal with people's skin tones and shit like that. Lip gloss is safe. You know what I mean? That's a nice, safe go-to. If you want to get me something,
get you some local lip gloss. No, and I think that what's also good about this lip gloss, which is called Lavish Life, by the way, Lavish Life. I think the great thing about Lavish Life is that I think it can, you could give it to SkittLeZ, but I could also see my mom wearing it because it's not too intense.
Yes.
She's where I get my low minimum makeup thing from. But I also feel if Michaela, my niece, wanted a lip gloss, I could also get her this lip gloss. So I think Loco did a really good job with the first set of the line of making things that are quite universal and not only catering to one audience. So
and also Lavish Life is one of my favorite songs of his.
Yes.
Claudette, so
yes. I'm sorry. Secrets is forever mine. I just honestly, I think the whole premise of the song, this idea that these DL dudes want to be it just, to me, really not even to be corny or whatever, but I'm gonna take a moment to give Loco his flowers. I just think that the reality is that in the hip hop scene, the LGBTQ community has really had to fight with aggressive elbows, right? And oftentimes, I look at Little Nas X, right, and he's not necessarily making music where he's out in his music, right? The pronouns and stuff are still catered to women, but having that song, I was yo, but A, it's a bop, but B, Loco is talking about his genuine experience. He's not trying to make a song about singing to a girl when really he's out here, femme mask. Like, it's not his reality. So I'm just really proud of him for being out here and speaking his truth. And Secrets is my shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, Julissa, what is your go-to holiday drink?
My go-to holiday drink. See, I want to say it's Coquito, but it's not. It's not because Coquito's not great, but just because I can't have more than one glass of Coquito. So honestly, I feel like my favorite holiday like drink is like a spiked cider, like something with like whiskey. Yeah, sometimes I'll do a like hot chocolate Kahlua, but really hot chocolate Kahlua.
And like Baileys and
shit. All that, but sometimes the cream is that all that mucus ain't good for you. So I really I like the hot ciders better.
Yeah, I'm basic. I go for a Coquito. I love me a Coquito. Like
Coquito's great. I mean, like I said, it's delicious, but it feels like such a dessert to me.
Yeah. And I don't drink a lot of it when I do drink them. Like I usually have like small servings, but I do love a good Coquito.
And what goes in your little recipe? Because I remember you know how to make some fucking Coquito. Let's not sit here and
evaporated milk, coco loso, the big hitter is Bacardi 151. Like that's the
thing. I was gonna say
that's the thing that makes it like a thing.
That's out of the milks, like what you really putting in there. Yeah, because some people, and I know some people put egg and some people don't put egg.
Yeah, I put in my recipe, I put egg.
And what does the egg, I mean, like, is it just to make it more like eggnog? What does the egg even do to the recipe?
I honestly have no idea. That's just how my mother taught me. Like, it's literally like, because also, like, my mother taught me, but she didn't teach me measurements. So I had to kind of just figure it out. Like, because she didn't know measurements. She was like, yeah, just do it by the eye. So I was like, okay.
With this, a lot of alcohol, okay?
Yeah. Especially because when you're trying to do like the fucking like, you get the bottle and then you want to fill the bottle that you buy the alcohol with the Coquito. It's like you need several bottles.
Yes.
It's not just the one.
But yeah, I love me a good Coquito recipe. So
yes.
If you want to make some for the holidays, I wouldn't be mad.
You know, I've been thinking about it, but I'm just like, it's been a minute. I'm a little rusty, you know. I gotta get the courage to, because I want to make it good. I don't want it to be whack. Like that Coquito is not good.
So I'm going to by the time this is out, I believe my episode, or rather the event I'm hosting with Gadi, the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute, is going to be out. And one of the cool things about it is that there's actually going to be a Coquito like taste testing tour that you're going to be seeing throughout the day. So Johnny Rivera of Brooklyn Coquito, which is a whole other, it's like he took Coquito and said, all right, if Coquito was a brand like a Coca-Cola, like what is this? And he's had this whole branding and it's really, really cool. But he's gonna go around New York City and meet with different Coquito makers and like see what their style is. So I'm really excited to watch that as well. Yes.
So what is your go-to holiday plate? Like, what are you expecting to eat on Christmas?
Now, Skittles, you know I'm Dominican. So you already, you know what I mean? Like it's the pasteles, right? It's the always lasagna with the side of rice somehow, right? Because the lasagna always needs a side of rice. You know, my mom tends to make oxtail sometimes, which is really exciting because she doesn't make oxtail
Ooh.
all the time, but my mom makes some banging ass oxtail. And I don't even eat red meat, but when she makes oxtail, I eat red meat.
Oh my God, how can you not?
Yes, and of course you have to have the pastelito, the potato salad, the white one and the pink one. That's a I expect both on my plate. Yeah, and they'll make like a chicken, like just it's very close to what Thanksgiving feels like, but it's Christmas, so that's what my Christmas plate is.
Yeah, I feel like my Christmas plate is kind of always all over the place, only because my family doesn't do Christmas Eve like most Latinos do. I don't know. That's the one stereotype that my family did not step into, and I don't know why.
Tell me more.
But what would usually happen is when we all used to go to church, we would all go to church on Christmas Eve. But like it wasn't like church and then a party. It was like church until midnight and then go to bed, like go home to bed. Yeah. That was what. Well, we'll get into what that was like. But yeah, so but my mother tries to do like a Christmas Eve thing, and usually that's just like me, my brother, and her, and we'll do like standard like arroz con gandules, pernil, potato salad. We don't do lasagna, which I don't know why, but we don't do lasagna. And pateles. And also for some reason, like the turkey gets switched out for jamon on Christmas.
Yep, I'm sure. I mean, my family only doesn't eat pork, which is the only reason I didn't even name a pernil and a ham. But definitely in Latinx households, you always gotta. It's either un jamon or un pernil because you gotta have the pork.
Exactly. We will dead have a pernil and a jamon and no chicken or nothing. Just like it's either pork or pork. Like, oh my God. And but the thing is that because then we wake up and we do breakfast. So then I'm also used to having like eggs, bacon.
Ooh.
So that's what my family did for like our traditions. Like,
I love that. Yeah. I love that. And for me, it's like, all right, so we definitely celebrate on the 24th. We stay up until midnight and let the kids open the gifts at midnight. But it's interesting that coming from such a religious family, we don't do that. Like church on, like going to church.
Yeah, y'all weren't in church on Christmas Eve.
No, like there are services that happen, don't get me wrong, but that we are there, no. But Seventh-day Adventists is different. You're Catholic, right?
I'm Catholic.
Seventh-day Adventists are a little different when it comes to that. And so they'll have holiday things and they'll celebrate. But it's not all concentrated on Christmas Eve as like one thing that you do on Christmas Eve. And even if there is a culto, because I can never say church service. I have to say it in Spanish when I'm talking about culto. They usually do the culto, yes, on Christmas Eve, but it'll be like a short culto. It's not going to be the whole day. And the lineup of things, because Seventh-day Adventists celebrate on Saturdays. So whatever the Saturday before the Christmas is, that's the Saturday church service where you have the church show and you do all this stuff. So yeah, we're together, but we'll talk a little bit about traditions later because my family definitely has some Christmas traditions that I think are funny. So what Skittles was it like going to celebrate the holidays in general, like not even just the day of? What were the holiday celebrations like for you when you were growing up as a kid?
I feel like the holidays in terms of like, it was always like from Thanksgiving to New Year's, it was always a thing with my family. And I have a lot of cousins. My mother is one of 7 siblings. So it was like big Thanksgivings, big Christmases, big New Year's and stuff like that. But especially like just I feel like we didn't really celebrate many things in the beginning of the of the year as much as we did the holidays. Then growing up, so Thanksgiving was always at my house. like literally from when I was younger throughout. Then Christmas kind of jumped around, but was like one of my aunt's holidays, but like it went from like Titi Sonia to Titi Yoli. One time it was Theo Jesus. Like Christmas was the one that kind of hopped around, but we always did get together for Christmas. And then New Year's became like the friend holiday. Like that's the holiday that like the family, we would FaceTime each other and say what's up, but we wouldn't really spend it together. And then now, like that I'm older, it's still like Thanksgiving is still like the big thing. Christmas is still a thing. We still do get together for Christmas, but it's not as like, oh, like everybody knows Thanksgiving is at my house and this one's bringing this one's bringing that, this one's bringing that. Christmas tends to usually be like a breakfast thing that turns into an all day thing. So like I said, when I was younger, we would go to church on Christmas Eve and be in church literally till midnight, go home, sleep, wake up. The tradition for Christmas would be me, my mother, my brother, and my father when they were together. Or like we would all be at my mother's house, wake up, do gifts together as a family, and then go to my aunt's house, have breakfast. That breakfast turns into order dinner or cook dinner. Like she would make an arroz and she would make a ham. And then now like it's like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then randomly Good Friday. My mother does a fish fry on Good Friday, and it's but yeah, like that's what. So like with Christmas, it was like you would go for breakfast, and then as we grew older, it would like be like late brunch. Titi would cook something, and then as we got older, then I became the liquor fairy, and I would like be the person to get everybody drunk at Christmas.
I love that, liquor fairy.
No, seriously, because then that would be my thing. They'd be like, "Oh, are you gonna bring a bottle of this? Are you gonna bring a bottle of that?" Like,
bottles are easy. Bottles don't need to go in the oven. So
yes.
I love that. I feel like for me, the holidays growing up were always interesting. So my family is kind of the opposite. It's almost like every holiday is we must get together, to the point that my family celebrates Thanksgiving the day before actual Thanksgiving on that Wednesday, because they wanted to make sure that we could always be together, and the excuse of, oh, we're going to go to this family member's house or that family member's house was never in the way, right? Both my siblings are married to people that live in New York, so like the idea of traveling isn't even a thing. So we celebrate the Wednesday. And we're always together on the Wednesday. And I feel like the same with Christmas, right? We don't see each other Christmas Day. So for me, it's like Christmas Day is the day that, well, when I was a kid, was my play day. All the toys that I would have opened the night before, all the batteries that my mom did not feel like looking for in the middle of the night when we were opening the gifts and all that stuff. That's when I would put the batteries in the toy and really get into full action. And when I remember when I forget how old I was when Pokemon Gold came out, but whatever year Pokemon Gold came out into the market, I got it for Christmas. And I just like, I was on my Game Boy for almost quite literally the entire day of Christmas Day, because I was so determined to like try to beat the game. And I didn't beat it in a day, but like, just like that was the only day of the year that my mom would unapologetically let us enjoy our toys and not worry about anything else that had to happen. But you know, after Christmas, it's the, oh, well, did you read a book? Oh, well, did you do your homework? And it was always the homework packet, right? Because when you would go on break, they would always,
oh my God, I used to hate
I gave you homework
packets. And there was always like that one teacher that OD'd, like you always had like a thick packet, but then there was that other teacher that like would give you a project on top of the thing or whatever. Oh my goodness.
You would sit there and be like, I would look at those teachers, because I wasn't a teacher's pet intentionally, but I did get along very well with my teachers. And so I used to get called the teacher's pet, but I used to sit down and listen to these motherfuckers talk on their little lunch break with each other. And I used to be like, y'all can't just do a combined packet. Why y'all doing a full packet? Why can't y'all just give us one homework and that's the packet? Like, So I really do feel for kids during the holidays, but for us, that was a really big thing. Another big thing that came about during Christmas was something that I started. I don't even know what, but it was before high school. And I didn't know yet that I wanted to be an actor at this point, but I knew I liked to entertain my family. So I came up with this character, of Janta Claus, Julissa Claus, Janta, Julissa, Santa, Janta Claus, and I was always the master of ceremonies for my family's Christmas. Now, but who was performing? Who was doing anything? Right? Me, right? So I would prepare, program, and have my younger cousins, right? So my triplet cousins, my siblings, and all of them, I would get them together and get them excited to perform songs, poetry, dance, all sorts of things. And it was literally a mini Rising Stars in my living room.
Wow.
Shout out to LaGuardia, Rising Stars, right? It was literally a mini Rising Stars, and I would host it every single year, to the point that when I moved out of my house, right, that was almost when I was 26, was when I retired from being Janta Claus.
Wow.
Because I moved out, and I used that as an opportunity to be like, I can't, because we host Christmas at my house, my mom's house. That's her holiday. And so it was just kind of like, well, I'm not here. And I kind of forcefully gave it to Kareem and Brianna. None of them wanted it, but I was like, we have to do it together. And so I said to them, for them to take care of. And so now they're responsible for putting together the Christmas show and doing the things. But they not like me though, because I used to do full-blown shows. These motherfuckers talking about, let's play Heads Up and stuff. I'm like, y'all are using technology, and I used my motherfucking imagination. One year I did a whole spread of remember the game Deal or No Deal? With the suitcases, the guy Howard. Yes. Yeah, right. Yes. So I reenacted that in my living room, drew, made the fake suitcases and everything, and all the different gifts were gag gifts. So there was money involved, right? But I would have it be like, you've just won a fancy dinner of La Maison de mon Mère, and they're like, what's that? And it's just French for my mom's house or some shit dinner at my mom's house. And so we do gags like that, and that for me made Christmas the best holiday, because it's the one holiday where me and my family would have fun, because I come from such a serious family, and we joke a lot, but we don't always go 100%, but I feel during Christmas we are 100% all the way Huxtable family goofy. So
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I feel I feel that feeling for Thanksgiving, because I think it was the one that was always at my house, and I used to put on shows at Thanksgiving too when it was at my house. Christmas, I guess because it was always Titi Sonia hosted it for a bunch of years, and then all of a sudden decided she didn't want to host it, and then Titi Yoli started hosting it, because it started jumping around. It's been all right, well, whatever, we'll follow wherever everybody else is going, as long as we're with the family, right?
Yeah. That's always the point. I love that. Okay, so hold on, let me just respond to this. Okay, somebody from work was asking me a question. Okay, so SkittLeZ, what is then your absolute favorite holiday tradition?
This is gonna sound so corny, and I don't know if it makes me whack, because it's not something that involves my entire family. It is something that developed, I feel once I went to college. Every Christmas Eve, I bake cookies, and I have a glass of milk, and I watch Rent.
That's so cute.
And it started off as something that I would do with my mom, and she has this joke of the last time we did it, because I feel last year I was just I was home by myself. I didn't go to my mom's house or whatever for Christmas Eve, but the year before, I had like spent the night at my mom's house, and so we baked the cookies, have the milk, and put on put on fucking Rosario Dawson, because you know that's who we watch it for. and, and she said that I'm sitting on the couch like this, like.
Oh, like a viejo.
And every time she would try to change it, I would wake up and say, I'm watching that. She would put the musical back on, and my eyes would be closed, but I was singing every word. So
I love that. That's really dope.
That's my like corny little private tradition.
It's so funny because I asked the question and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't actually know that I have a particular holiday tradition that I love because here's my issue. I'm gonna call myself out. I have spent so many of my years trying to have a Christmas experience that involves a lover, right? And like trying to recreate a Christmas moment that feels like something that I would do with a boyfriend, but I've only done them in situationships, except for, R.I.P. Jose, but I did have one boyfriend in my life, right? And so like that was so many years ago. And so like when we were together, we never developed a one tradition either. I feel like it was like hit or miss. Like I would try to be like, all right, well, if this, imaginary couple thing didn't work this year, maybe next year it could be this one. And we were only together 3 years. So I only got 3 shots and we never really got it right. So I don't have a particular one, but things that I imagine and think of are the putting together of the Christmas tree, like as a unit. My mom and I share this trait where like, if we know how to just get some shit done and we want it done our way, we're just going to get it done. So the Christmas putting up thing was not like we're doing it as a family. It's a whole thing. It's like some years she'd do it at night. So I was there to help. And other years I'd come home from school and the tree's up.
Wow. Okay, wait, pause. Now that you bring that up, I guess I do have a tradition but it's like my brother's birthday. Like usually, because my brother's December 6th, so he's like the very beginning of December. Thanksgiving's usually like had been like the week before. So like what we usually do is we put the Christmas tree up on his birthday.
Yes.
So that's another Christmas tradition. But my favorite one is the rent one.
No, I think I love that. And I don't even have one particular movie that I watch every year. That's what I mean. I'm sitting here like, maybe that's why I don't have any Christmas spirit this year. I mean, like I literally put this Yule log on the TV because I was like, a bitch don't got Christmas lights, a bitch don't got a tree. I don't even have that pretty red plant that you got behind you. But I do love Christmas. I just think that because I haven't had a deep love in so many years during Christmas, I feel like I always look at it as like I'm going to be with my family and that's exciting, but Santa, will you bring me a boyfriend? Like, like I'm always stuck on that. But this is the first year though, I have to say, that's not the vibe I'm on. I just am like, and like, do I want to have a tree in my house? I'm more on vieja mode. Do I want to have a whole tree in my house to be taking it down? The ornaments and those lights, and then I'm not going to feel like taking them down until May. Like all of these things. But I think a Christmas tradition for me will manifest once I continue on the journey I'm on.
So. Yes, come on. Yes. No, I mean like I don't even know. I don't even like this year I don't have my Christmas tree up yet. This is the most festive thing that I have in my house, which is why it's here. And I put lights on my terrace last night.
That's huge.
So that's like festive and shit like that. But I also can like definitely relate with like 2020 has been like a fucking year, and like how can you even muster up like the energy to, like I mean we have to and it's nice to, but like I understand there being like a lack of holiday cheer. I feel like the extent of my holiday cheer is the fact that I watch Oh Santa every day. Like, I was talking all this shit about the music video last week on our last episode of Who Bronche, and let me tell you, I listened to Osana, Mariah Carey featuring Ariana Grande and Jeff Norton once
Multiple
a
times.
day. Once a day.
I had one random day where I was like, I'm gonna listen to fucking Christmas music because usually it's forced upon me because you're in the streets and you're surrounded, and I'm like, wow, I really haven't been attacked with Christmas music. Like usually it's right after Thanksgiving, it's a wrap, and that's all you're listening to. I literally have only heard Christmas songs out of my own volition. One day so far in all of December, and I feel like I really need to, because Christmas music always gets me going. Matter of fact, what are your top three Christmas songs? And I won't hold you too hard because I, after you answer, you'd be like, "Fuck, I should have said this. I should have said that."
Okay, top three. I think number one, Oh Holy Night, Mariah Carey.
Mine is Oh Holy Night, but not Mariah. Mine is Josh Groban. I feel mad.
I think it's a beautiful song, period. It's a beautiful song, period.
That's my number one too, though. Oh my God, we have something in common. For those who don't know, we don't have much.
Now, okay, Oh Holy Night.
All right, so Oh Holy Night for both of us. I would say another.
Hallelujah.
Is that a Christmas?
Is that a Christmas song?
Nah. I like that song.
I feel like people sing it during Christmas.
First of all, I know that song because of Shrek. That's number one. If it wasn't because of Shrek, I wouldn't know the song. So I don't.
Okay. All right. So what's your first one? You go. Let's do me first.
My number one is Oh Holy Night, Josh Groban. But I'll go second because you still thinking. I see you trying.
Okay. Yeah.
I think my other one, top three. I stopped because right as I was about to speak, I heard Michael Jackson in my ear, and I was like, or is it that one? I'm like here. But I actually also love the. Oh my God, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Christmas song. The dun 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 dun. Oh na 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 na.
Joy to the World.
No. That's Joy to the World. I'm talking about Glory to the Newborn King.
Hark the herald angels. Hark the herald angels.
And you know why I'm embarrassed? Because I'm thinking about it in Spanish. Because in church they'd be like, "Canta la celeste voz, Hallelujah, gloria a Dios." That shit.
Oh.
I don't know why, but
all right, I'm gonna need a whole nother category if we're doing church songs because
all right, so so we doing the Jesus. Okay, let's do this. Top three Jesus songs and top three non-Jesus related Christmas music, right? So Oh Holy Night, the
Hark the Herald,
right? And then the other one, Silent Night.
I fuck with Silent Night.
Silent Night. And
okay.
Am I bugging that Mariah has a version of Silent Night? No.
She probably does.
She does.
She probably does.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that she's sung every Christmas song.
Every fucking Christmas.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Oh Holy Night, Joy to the World, Whitney Houston from The People's Wife.
Yes.
Everybody say joy, 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 joy to the world. Let us receive. Yeah, I love that song. Joy to the World. I guess those both count as Jesus songs though, right? Because they're both from church.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Right.
I feel like there's a Christmas song that I love, and I kind of like, I don't know if I love it because I've always loved it or I love it because I used to hate it and now I love it because it reminds me of my childhood.
Okay.
But it's that song that has kids in it. Fuck. And it's by a really famous guy and now I can't think of the name of it. Is it one of the Beatles? And it has the kids.
Oh, are you talking about? Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about because I was waiting for non-Christmas to add this to my list. War is over.
Yes. I love that song. But I used to not like it when I was a kid, but I love that song.
I've cried to that song.
Oh.
Cried to that song.
So this is Christmas.
Yes. Literally.
And what have you done? I love that song. Yeah.
You're looking for John Lennon. It's his name.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
He was the Beatle, right?
Yes. He was the Beatle.
See, yeah. I'm the bad person. Okay, we're not even gonna get into this
I
conversation.
was gonna say, sweetie, you got it. You good? We don't need to explain why. It's fine. But yeah, that song, that's my jam.
Yeah.
But honestly, okay, former Christmas song that has been fucked up by covers for me, Last Christmas. I used the George Michael, my shit. They started making covers and now they play the cover versions and now I can't fucking hear that song without being annoyed. But I just want to honorably mention I used to be. But hold up. Con mi burrito sabanero y
No, see, I love fucking come patele, come lechon, arroz con andule, a beber ron.
Yes.
I love that. And I'm fucking no hay cama pa tanta gente.
all of the Christmas salsa classics, which I don't be knowing the names of the artists and all that shit, but I'm pretty sure there's probably one whole album full of all.
Yeah.
You know,
like those, at least the very two that I said were a gran combo, and I feel like that's all on one. Like
100%. I love those songs. What's another one? Another corny one, and this is now the other Beatle that I like. Simply having a
wonderful Christmas time. You know what's crazy? I can't stand that song, and the only reason is because I worked retail.
Yep, that'll do it. Because Best Buy ruined a lot of songs for me when I worked at Best Buy.
Sephora? Oh my God.
I hear you. I commend you. And this is what I'm saying. I like these songs. I haven't had the pressure of having to listen to these songs all the time. Even pre-COVID, like I worked at WeWork and WeWork wasn't playing Christmas music like every day, like retail stores. So I've been safe. So I get to like some of those like corny songs, but I really don't like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. I don't.
I used to. It's just, and I feel like if I'm drunk, I'll still jam out to it, you know?
Right.
But it has gotten to a point.
Yeah.
Where I just like, I'm openly listening to Osana because I need something else to listen to. Although I will say, she has that other song that also kind of sounds doo-wop-y, but isn't All I Want for Christmas. That it's like, Christmas, da, da, da.
Oh, yeah. That song.
I like that song.
I like that song better than All I Want for Christmas.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. Yeah.
100% prefer that song. But also, I feel like I like my Bing Crosby. I love Frank Sinatra Christmas album, and he, like back and forth. But also Jackson 5 Christmas. And which leads me to, I really do love the Jackson 5 Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. In fact, that's the only version I really like.
Yes, yeah. I feel like that's the only version that I really listen to also. Yup.
Come on. I love, yeah, I feel like we've now named more than 3. I lost count. I stopped
at this point,
but that's my shit. Those are my shits.
Yeah.